you, so this is just a bunch of empty talk. And if you push them, what they'll say is, well, we're going to clean up Washington, right? John McCain says, we are going to, I'm going to tell the lobbyists that they won't run Washington anymore. Now, first of all, I've been, I used this line 19 months ago, right? Some of you heard it, right? Okay, that's fine. So he's saying it now. Who's he going to tell? Is he going to tell his campaign chairman, who was one of the biggest corporate lobbyists in Washington? His campaign manager, who was one of the biggest corporate lobbyists in Washington? I mean, 5 of his most senior advisors are corporate lobbyists for the oil companies, for foreign countries, I say this not to be mean. I just point out that you can't assert that you're going to tell the lobbyists that you're going to change Washington, and these are the folks who are running your campaign. Now, and then they've got an ad now saying Governor Palin opposed, hold on. They're saying that Governor Palin opposed the bridge to nowhere. Now, look, I got to admit, these folks are shameless because no. The record is indisputable. While she was mayor of her town, she hired a Washington lobbyist, got millions of dollars of pork projects for her town. When she was running for governor, initially she was supportive of the bridge to nowhere. Then a bunch of heat started generating because people were thinking, why are we building a bridge to nowhere? So a deal was cut where Alaska still got the money, they just didn't build the bridge with it. And now she's out there acting like she was fighting this thing the whole time. No, I'm serious. These are facts. This is not, but they're running an ad. See, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm not perfect, but what no, talk to Michelle, she'll tell you. But you know what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to describe in an ad that I did something that's the opposite of what I did. So, here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. You've got a choice in this election. It is very clear. We can do the same things that we've been doing for 8 years, or we can try something different. If you are satisfied with how things have gone over the last 8 years, you should stick with John McCain and the Republican Party. If you think that we need something different, then you should vote for the Democrats and Barack Obama. And let me just make one last point. John McCain's campaign manager, this former corporate lobbyist, Rick Davis, he said this campaign is not going to be about issues, which is why you notice at their convention they spent a lot of time talking about John McCain's biography, which is compelling. They talked about Sarah Palin's biography, which is compelling. No, it's an interesting story. No, it is. I mean that sincerely. I mean, I think, it's, mother, governor, moose shooter. I mean, it's cool. No, that's cool. That's cool stuff. But, so they talked about biography, And then they spend a lot of time talking about me. But you notice they didn't talk about the issues. And so that gives you a sense of what the strategy is going to be over the next 8 weeks. They're not going to talk about the issues because they don't have issues to talk about. What they're going to do is to try to talk about me in ways that make people not want to vote for me. Now, they have done that before. They did it 4 years ago. They did it 8 years ago. They did it 12, 16. And they do it well because these folks, they can't govern. They can't run a government, but they can run a campaign. But I don't think it's going to work this time. I don't think it's going to work this time, first of all, because what they're saying isn't true. But what's most important, I think, is the American people right now, they know this is a serious time. This is a serious moment in the life of this country. And if we don't make some serious decisions now, if our politics is substanceless, if it's about distractions and distortions, and isn't about how we rebuild our economy so it works for every American and gives every child opportunity, then we may be passing on an America that's a little less prosperous than the one we inherited from our parents. And I don't think that's acceptable to the American people. I think you know in your hearts this is a serious election. And that this election shouldn't be about John McCain or Sarah Palin or Barack Obama or Joe Biden. It should be about you. It should be about your hopes. It's about your dreams. It's about who you believe is going to wake up every morning thinking about you, fighting for you, who knows what it's like to be raised by a single mom who's working and going to school at the same time, who remembers what this country did for his grandfather after he came back from World War II to get the GI Bill and to be able to get a loan to buy a house, who knows what it's like to see a grandmother without a high school education work her way up and why equal pay for equal work is so important, who understands what it's like to scrape, to get a scholarship, to get a decent education. That's going to be the question in this race. I believe that I am that person. And if you'll work with me, if you'll organize with me here in Michigan, if you'll knock on some doors and make some phone calls and talk to your friends and talk to your neighbors, I promise you that I will work as hard as I can for you. And we will win Michigan. We will win this election. And you and I together, we're going to bring about real change here in America. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.